Item 10F, adopt a resolution approving an art exhibit policy and authorizing a trial art exhibit program.
Good evening, Mayor Wayne, members of the City Council. My name is John Alita. I'm with the Community Services Department, and I also serve as staff along with the Community Services Director to the Culture and Arts Commission. The item you're being asked to approve tonight is a resolution approving an art exhibit policy for the city, as well as authorization to begin a trial exhibit program. I'll give you some background as to how the idea originated, give you an idea of the process the Commission undertook to give you the policy you see in front of you this evening, a couple of highlights from the policy, and then a brief overview of the trial program. The Commission has become aware over the last couple of years that there is a lack of space within the city for local artists to display their work. They've had some requests from the public as well for this kind of space, and so they began to think that this might be a good idea. In May of this year, when they presented their annual report and work plan for the year to council, the idea was mentioned and was received favorably. So they returned to work and began to develop a policy. A subcommittee looked at policies from 6 other jurisdictions who have similar programs, and then created a policy specific to San Bruno. The draft of that policy was approved by the entire commission and is here recommended to you tonight. In terms of the highlights of the policy, there's 2 I think that are important. One is that it does have a local focus, so the policy specifically is looking for local artists, gives preference to local artists, even though other artists may apply. And the policy also does state that the commission will select artwork with content that's suitable for the entire community. Since it will be in a public place, we want to make sure the art is acceptable to all. In terms of the trial program, the library has been selected as the site for a trial program primarily because it is one of the buildings that has the highest amount of public foot traffic, and there is available exhibit space there. The staff will work with the artists and the commission to manage the exhibits, and the program as well as the exhibits will be advertised in the recreation guide, local cable, our electronic newsletter, and 2 classes, art classes at the recreation center. The commission, after a trial period, will return to the council and give them a progress report as to how it's going. There's no cost associated with your adoption of the policy, and it does involve a minimum of staff time. So the recommendation is that you adopt the resolution approving the policy and then allow the commission to proceed with their trial program.
Any questions?
Through the chair.
Irene?
Well, I think this is a great step forward for the Culture and Arts Commission. Would the artists be able to note that their work was for sale or not? Or is it only for display?
Sure. The city is not going to be any kind of agent for the artists in terms of the items for sale. If someone is interested in a piece of art, we will be able to give them the contact information for the artist, and they can discuss any terms with them. Did you want to add anything?
Thank you.
I just want to point out that was a point of discussion for the commission, something that they looked at closely, and is something that is one of the practices in some of the other cities. We thought, at least for the trial period, we would not do that, and let's just get used to the process of hanging, displaying, advertising the work. It will be in the activity guide so that members of the public will come into the library, see the artwork, and then maybe see some of the other services offered at the library. Mm-hmm. But at this point, we wouldn't be going for sale. It might be something that we would come back with later on for consideration.
Okay, thank you. I was just curious.
Good. Anything else? All right.
May
Would someone like to introduce the resolution?
I would definitely like to introduce the resolution.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Salazar.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ibarra.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.